As we continue to celebrate 250 years of American independence, we're just 30 minutes away from where it all started, where the Founding Fathers signed the Declaration of Independence, just 30 minutes from here in Philadelphia. As we continue to celebrate 250 years of independence, who will win here at Trenton? Pace car is in as we celebrate 250 years just outside of the birthplace of the nation. We're at Trenton with the green flag flies. Dante leads us to the green here, and EDP in his home race is already losing positions into turn one in that Eagles car. This race was supposed to come out last week, but I was actually in Philly, and it got delayed a week because I was actually in Philly. Anyways, EDP making it 3 wide for the lead at his home track, but it's Richard Hammond on the bottom lane. Also making it 30 wide, can the British driver lead the first lap as we celebrate our independence from fucking Britain. Absolutely disgusting if Hammond leads this. Luckily, he does not. Dante will lead the first lap here, but it's 4 wide behind him. Gustavo Fring, the Daytona winner, trying to get another win here today on the inside of Richard Hammond. Side by side for second place. Dante still in the lead. And as Richard Hammond, some draft there goes to the inside of Dante. Richard Hammond, can he get his first career victory at the America's birthday? I don't want that to happen, I'm going to be honest. But he can continue the trend of this season. Every single race this season has been won by a driver who hasn't won since season 1. He's side by side for a lead, but the caution is out. We'll see what that was about. Bonnie James in the middle, 4 wide. He gets hit in the wall, and now there's the big one here at Trenton on lap 2. Everyone's in it. Everyone's spinning out. Chaos already 2 laps into this thanks to Bonnie James. Middle of 4 wide. Fujiwara just runs him off the track along with Ricky Bobby. Gets spun around in front of the field. Holy lag spike, and everyone just runs into him. Everyone was in that, basically. And now we hear Medium Motorfuck. He gets spun around by Soldier Boy. And oh, that is a tough looking hit. Medium Motorfuck pushed into pit road by Soldier Boy. And he does a nasty hit onto pit road. Soldier Boy in 3 wide. They wreck in front of him. He's got nowhere to go. Gets spun around himself by Karma Police in the medium Motorfuck. Sends him to pit road, and that is their day done. So we're back at Trenton. Boob is already a lap down, but Dante is going to continue leading on the laps here so far. Can he hold on and win here today for the 250th? As the green flag is back out onto lap 6 of 54. Richard Hammond right behind Dante. Gustavo Fring stuck on that bottom lane behind the lap traffic. Boob is helping his teammate Richard Hammond get second place, hold on to second place by holding up all these other drivers behind him. And Richard Hammond will go to the inside lane. Crosshair Personas Patriot Racing hasn't won since season 1. Can he get a win now? After a lot of races, they're unable to do that. Ben is unable to get on the inside of Dante, but Gustavo Fring, he wants his second win in this season. Can he get it? No, he's cut off by Richard Hammond. A very good block by Richard Hammond there. As we go to Jeff Lebowski for Tax Evasion Racing up in the 4th with his teammates. Captain Fatfuck in 5th. 2 Tax Evasion drivers in the top 5. Richard Hammond 2nd. That's 3 drivers trying to get their first win. Actually 4 with Dante leading this race, but Richard Hammond in 2nd place. But Gustavo Fring on the inside lane. He's trying the last couple laps to pass Richard Hammond. He's just unable to do so as Hammond blocks him again. And Gustavo Fring, for the life of him, cannot pass Richard Hammond into 2nd place. And that's Boob a lap down. He's not in 4th place. He's just a whole lap down. Unlike these top 3 drivers, Gustavo Fring, Richard Hammond, side by side. Richard Hammond going to the inside of Dante. Dante is unable to block Richard Hammond. Boob trying to help his teammate and draft with him, but he loses the position to Gustavo Fring as they're 3 wide for the lead. Gustavo Fring passes Richard Hammond and now will pass Dante, it looks like. Just barely. I think Dante led that lap, but Gustavo Fring now trying to get the lead after the Crosshair Patrol's Patriot Racing drivers try to work together, and it's not working out for them. Boob now right behind Dante. He wants to pass Dante and get back on the lead lap and hope for a caution here. He just needs to pass Dante and then hope for a caution to get back on this lead lap. But Gustavo Fring, Richard Hammond, Jeff Lebowski trying to pass him and trying to get up to Dante and get back to this battle for the lead here. Gustavo Fring, Jeff Lebowski working together on the bottom lane. Now Boob goes to the bottom lane. He's going to use this as opportunity to try and unlock himself from Dante. Can he do it here? Richard Hammond working together with Dante. He's actively helping his teammate get lapped instead of helping him. And now it's Dante and Richard Hammond first and second working together. Now he's able to get past his teammate and lap down Richard Hammond. The last couple laps, he's had so many opportunities. Is this finally the time he's able to pass Dante on the inside lane, side by side for the lead of the race? Where will Boob go? He's going to make it 3 wide instead of helping his teammate. And Gustavo Fring in the middle lane is drafting with him. It is 3 wide for the lead. Boob has unlaps himself there in the middle lane. Dante hits the wall there. Gustavo Fring drafting with him. And Richard Hammond gets screwed by his teammate and does not get the lead. Instead, he helps Gustavo Fring, and Richard Hammond falls into third. Dante, after hitting the wall, into fourth. Now Gustavo Fring trying to lap Boob after they work together to get Gustavo Fring the lead. And Boob onto the lead lap. And Gustavo Fring is immediately trying to break that promise and break that truce they made. A bit of a Benedict Arnold. Okay, that's a shit joke. I'm gonna be honest. But Gustavo Fring now working with Richard Hammond to try to pass this lap traffic. Richard Hammond, he's gotta be furious with his teammate now. He's trying to pass Gustavo Fring yet again, trying to battle for a lead yet again. But his teammate keeps getting in his way. There's going to be some beef here after this race between teammates, as Richard Hammond trying to pass Gustavo Fring, but there's a freight train on the bottom lane working together with the lap traffic of Boob. Boob really a big factor in who leads here at Trenton. Not what the drivers want to see there with the lap traffic, getting away with them. Jeff Lebowski up in the third, Dante still in fourth. Richard Hammond to the inside lane. Can this be it? Or will Tax Evasion Racing, Jeff Lebowski, end the streak here today? Can he win it here in Philly? Jeff Lebowski in the second place. Now he goes to the bottom lane. Can Tax Evasion Racing finally win their first race? He's on the inside lane of Gustavo Fring. Toyota side by side for the lead. Tax Evasion Racing versus Los Polos Hermanos Racing. A couple of Season 1 teams battling for the lead. You'll love to see it. But Jeff Lebowski is unable to pass him. Gustavo Fring is determined to get his second win of the season. He got at Daytona, was his first career victory. Trying to get his second here at Trenton. But Jeff Lebowski on the inside lane. He hasn't had a single win. His team hasn't had a single win in their 3 seasons of the series. Can that change here today? He takes the lead for Tax Evasion Racing. Could this be the night that it finally ends? Can the streak end here in Trenton, just outside of Philly? The Pittsburgh-based team would not like to end their streak in Philly, their arch rival. But anyways, right behind them is Richard Hammond, Gustavo Fring, side by side, trying to pass Jeff Lebowski for this lead. Richard Hammond, can he finally pass on the inside lane? Or is he just a mid driver who can't get the lead? We're going to go 3 wide into turn 1 between Richard Hammond, Gustavo Fring, Jeff Lebowski. Fring in the middle lane. That's the last time he gained the lead, was in the middle lane with Boob. They're working together yet again here to try to get Fring into the lead and Boob off into the lead lap. And Gustavo Fring and Boob work yet again to get Gustavo Fring for the lead. Now Boob trying to unlap himself. It's going to be side by side, almost contact between Jeff Lebowski and Gustavo Fring as they come to the flag. I think we have a caution out, and Gustavo Fring almost dumps Jeff Lebowski back towards the rear end of the field, and Haul and Ass will dump Vaughn Marley and Ryan Gosling, Walter White get collected. I don't know if there's beef I don't know about, but Haul and Ass just clearly went down and dumped Vaughn Marley into Gosling and Walter White, and Haul and Ass wrecks herself after trying to wreck and dump Vaughn Marley. Broke the rule 1 of stock car racing, dumps Vaughn Marley, but collects herself into this wreck, and those drivers got to be pissed at her after that. Back at Trenton, we've already had 2 cautions, maybe a third, as Gustavo Fring might have some beef with Jeff Lebowski. He tried to turn him after the caution flag waved, but the green flag is out. Here at Trenton, we've got some beef, hauling ass, dumped Gosling and others, and now Jeff Lebowski is looking out behind his mirror for Gustavo Fring, seeing if he's going to try to wreck him. But now we have a lot of lap traffic on that bottom lane, and can Jeff Lebowski hold on here? It's all lap traffic behind him. This is going to just fucking ruin the race for the lead. Gustavo Fring, 2 drivers between him and the lead. And he's not what he wants to see. Boob and Chris Pratt, 2 drivers down a lap, just battling each other, trying to unlap themselves. But that's the last thing Gustavo Fring, Dante, Hammond, these other drivers trying to catch the lead want to see is these 2 lap drivers just holding up the rest of the field. Jeff Lebowski trying to choose who to block here as they're trying to unlap themselves. He's trying to hold on to this defense he has, but these lap drivers are trying to get back on the lead lap, get a lap back, and Chris Pratt on the outside lane will be able to unlap himself, and now Boob is holding up Dante and Richard Hammond. Gustavo Fring drafting with Chris Pratt. We'll see if that works. And it looks like it does. Gustavo Fring back to the lead here. Look out for Jeff Lebowski and Gustavo Fring. They got some beef apparently as 4 wide for the lead at Trenton. Gustavo Fring hits the wall. Ricky Bobby gets spun around, but saves it. The caution is out for that. That's a bullshit caution. Ricky Bobby saves it after getting spun on the back stretch. Caution is out. No one else is wrecked, but Ricky Bobby, what a save by him there. As we get through the end of this caution, Jeff Lebowski will hold on. Ricky Bobby, what a save. And he will hold on to the lead as Chris Pratt and Boob get back on the lead lap after that incident. We'll see what happened. Ricky Bobby on the bottom lane, making it 4 wide for the lead. But Jeff Lebowski and Richard Hammond come down on him, and Richard Hammond spins out Ricky Bobby, but he doesn't use Richard Hammond's car to save himself, and that is an amazing save by Ricky Bobby to keep him in this race, and the caution was out for that. But back at Trenton, as these drivers just seem like they just can't go 1 lap without fucking each other. Oppenheimer and Hardick trying to join Chris Pratt and Boob as the drivers to unlap themselves here. Can this lap traffic finally get out of the way of these leaders as Jeff Lebowski getting a horrible start there. Dante Gustavo Fring getting passed by lap traffic there. SpongeBob SquarePants on the bottom lane trying to make it side by side for a lead. They're both trying to pass Hardick in this lap traffic. SpongeBob SquarePants on the bottom lane. Jeff Lebowski with a horrible start and is now getting slowed down by Kevin Hardick. And now SpongeBob SquarePants to the lead here at Trenton for the 250. SpongeBob SquarePants takes the lead as there's 3 wide behind him. SpongeBob goes to the bottom lane to block Dante, and SpongeBob SquarePants looking to get his first career victory as we're now over halfway through this race and they have already spun around him. No caution. There's a caution already. They can't go 1 lap without wrecking each other. Hardick looked like was involved, some others as well, as they're trying to avoid the wreck going through this field. I think Jeff Lebowski might have been in that. No, he was not, but SpongeBob in first, followed by Dante. I was wrong, Jeff Lebowski was not involved in that, but SpongeBob now takes the lead after Jeff Lebowski's horrible start. Lap traffic, Kevin Hardick is annoying Gustavo Fring, who spins him into Sergio Bell, his teammate. Sergio Bell spins in front of these drivers, and all these drivers getting caught up by Kevin Hardick and Sergio Bell. Here's Sergio Bell, innocent bystander, gets spun around. All these drivers getting slowed down by him, but he does a sick 360 to save it, and Sergio Bell is still in the race after a sick 360. Kevin Hardick spun around by a frustrated Gustavo Fring, and he just gets dumped in front of the field. We now have a new challenge to this race. Can these drivers go one lap without losing talent? Hardick and Oppenheimer with a lot of damage still just trying to get unlapped here, as SpongeBob SquarePants will lead us at 20 to go. This race has absolutely flown by, mainly because of just how many caution laps have been had this race, and there's not a lot of replays because it's just been a lot of people spinning out. Not really anything big happening. We did have a big one, but still. Anyway, SpongeBob SquarePants leading, but John Cena on the bottom lane trying to take the lead here. John Cena trying to get his first wins of season 2, unable to there. Dante in the middle lane making it 3 wide for the lead, but it's the left car of Oppenheimer trying to get back on the lead lap that's slowing them all down. Dante in the middle lane drafting with Oppenheimer. Dante, our pole sitter, back to the lead here into turn 1, working together with Oppenheimer, trying to unlap himself. He needs a caution to get back into this fight, but Dante is right behind him with Lewis Hamilton, SpongeBob, John Cena, Sam and Dean Winchester. Dante on the bottom lane, side by side with SpongeBob SquarePants. Dante back to the lead of this race, trying to lap Oppenheimer, fighting for his life to stay on the lead lap. Dante 3 wide for the lead, our pole setter, trying to get the victory here today. Can convert the pole into a win for himself. But Oppenheimer drafting with SpongeBob on top lane as we're 3 wide for the lead. Sam and Dean trying to make it 4 wide for the lead, as John Cena in that middle lane with working with Dexter Morgan. Now it's 3 wide between John Cena, Dexter Morgan, and Dante. This is just an amazing battle forming as Oppenheimer, that yellow car, is slowing down that middle lane. Oppenheimer fighting for his life to stay on lead lap, and John Cena now to the lead, and he's got a lot of space as Oppenheimer is just slowing down these drivers. And I see some smoke down there. We have another caution coming out, and it's trying to go through this field. There's Ryan Reynolds, the Season 2 Daytona 500 champion. It's been spun out, bringing our 5th caution of the day. But it's John Cena that's going to win this race back to the caution. John Cena leads us under caution. Here's Ryan Reynolds, the Season 2 Daytona champion, almost won a Season 2 championship, middle of 4 wide, nowhere to go, gets spun out by Gustavo Fring. Second driver here today, Gustavo Fring is spun out and collects Dylan Elliott, but Dylan Elliott saves it, and Ryan Reynolds just spinning on the apron. Another view here, middle of 3 wide, and Gustavo Fring right behind him. He's here, he goes too deep, and he just gets spun around by Fujiwara, and then Gustavo Fring hits Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds hits Dylan Elliott. It's Fujiwara who started that wreck. At this rate, we're going to get like 10 freaking cautions at this point. But John Cena is going to lead us to the green flag yet again here at Trenton as we head to 12 laps to go. We're almost already through this race, but John Cena will lead us to the lead. Dexter Morgan right behind him in second place. Dante in third, our pole sitter. SpongeBob SquarePants falls to 4th as they're coming off of turn 2 down the backstretch. Here they come. John Cena trying to get past this lap traffic. He does. Now Dexter Morgan and the rest of the field are going to have to get through that lap traffic, but John Cena now has a lead. And now they're all drafting together on that top lane. Dexter Morgan, Dante's going to make it 3 wide for second. And he's trying to pass Dexter Morgan there. Oppenheimer 4 wide now. As Sam and Dean Winchester are going to make it 4 wide. They make contact coming off of turn 2. They're going into the grass. What the fuck are they doing? Going into the infield wall. Oh my gosh. They're flipping, barrel rolling down the fucking backstretch grass. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Winchester brothers on the bottom lane. They make contact and no one's lifting. They're just determined to all hit the infield wall together. Sam and Dean, they get that's somehow the best of it, like not the worst part of the accident. That was the safest part of the accident with Sam and Dean's flip. As we go on to Oppenheimer and Dante. Dante, our pole sitter, led a bunch of laps today. Oh my gosh. Oppenheimer, Dante flipping over and over down the back straightaway. See this again. Oppenheimer, the last traffic. Both these drivers not lifting up. He's got nowhere to go, and he's just flipping over and over again. Dante and Oppenheimer. Oh my god. Another view here. Like, Winchester Brothers and Dante make contact with Oppenheimer, and no one wants to lift and let Oppenheimer go. And that's just over and over and over again. That's just insane. And we fucked as John Cena is already bringing us back to the green flag. We got forgive me there. I mean, Oppenheimer, Sam and Dean, Dante, they're all getting airlifted to a nearby hospital. But I'm hearing reports it was just fucking soup in those cars after that. Just fucking soup of just redness and bones. I don't know if they're going to make that shit out. Hopefully they're able to bring them back together, piece them back together, as they're 3 wide for the lead. Boob is somehow went from a lap down, is now battling for the lead here. Passes Lewis Hamlin and Dexter Morgan for the lead as we hit a lag spike here, but Boob will go from a lap down to now leading at Trenton with 5 laps to go. What a comeback it would be for Boob to go from a lap down to winning this race because of the fucking 50 cautions we've had. But Boob is going to lead us to 4 laps to go, but Lewis Hamlin's right behind him. Can Lewis Hamlin get his second career victory as we head to 4 laps to go? Lewis Hamlin on the inside lane will take the lead of this race. Please, can we not have a British driver win on the 4th of July race, even though it's a week after the 4th of July, and we got another fucking caution? I think that might be it. There's not enough laps. Battle for lead coming to the caution, maybe for the win here. 3 wide for second place between John Cena, Captain Fat fucking Ricky Bobby, but it's not enough. Lewis Hamlin coming to lead us under caution. And will that be the final caution of this race? As we go to replay. Here it is. McQueen goes too far down into Disco. Briscoe gets spun around into the wall, collects Hardick. Fucking horrible move by McQueen. I don't know what his spotter was telling him. He just goes fucking down on Disco Briscoe, gets spun around into the wall, collects Kevin Hardick. Hardick has been like in every wreck, man. I feel bad for him. Well, we didn't have overtime this race because every time I tried to boot it up today, it just kept crashing the game. But on the 4th of July celebration, minus a week, we have a fucking British driver winning it. Lewis Hamlin coming down to the front straightaway, got a top 10 for the piss race, and now he'll get his second win of his career in the Piston Cup Series. And the crowd's gotta not be happy about that. Lewis Hamlin, British driver, wins here at Trenton. As we go to the laps led, Dante and Jeff Filipowski tied for the most laps led here today with 13. They'll both get the most laps led bonus. John Cena with 12. SpongeBob SquarePants in the middle there got 6 laps led. Gustavo Fring led early with 4 laps. Lewis Hamlin led the final 4 laps, the most important laps of this race. And then personally, my driver of the day, Boob, was a lap down, got a lap back after one of the cautions, and then came back and led 2 laps, almost won it here today. What a drive for them. Going through our top 10, Lewis Hamlin wins. John Cena led some laps, but it's not enough. He finishes in second after some bad restarts. Captain Fatfoot climbs the third from this finish. Boob from a lap down comes all the way back to finish in fourth. SpongeBob led some laps, but he finishes in fifth. Ricky Bobby in sixth. Dexter Morgan in seventh. Eighth is Sergio Bell. Ninth is EDP at his home track. And rounding out our top 10 is Cage. And then Richard Hammond, who was there trying to lead a lot of laps here today, never able to, finishes in 11th. Chris Pratt in 19th. Gustavo Fring, who led laps, it finishes 20th. Homelander, defending the season 1 champion, finishes in 21st. Holland, after dumping someone, finishes 22nd. Going through the field, Walter White 29th. LeBron, defending champion, in 30th. Dylan Elliott 31st. Nami with the DNF. McQueen with that horrible block DNFs him, loses a bunch of points there. Kevin Harvick, really unlucky today, just got in like every wreck, and like most of them weren't even his fault. Finishes in 34th with DNF. Sam and Dean, DNF. Dante, DNF in 36th. And then Oppenheimer, DNF in 37th. Those 3 drivers still in the hospital. We'll get an update by the next race in Canada, maybe next week. Hopefully they're okay, but I heard they were just like soup. It was just the cars looked like there's just a bunch of soup in there after their wrecks. 38th is Ryan Reynolds with the DNF. Ron Riley, DNF. Ryan Gosling, The Rock, both DNF. And Mini Motorfuck, after hitting that pit road wall early, DNFs. And of course, Shaq Queso and Clint Boner did not qualify, but might be good because there was a lot of nasty wrecks here today that they got to avoid. Top 4 remains the same. EDP was still a large lead as the points lead. Baby Driver in 5th in points. Hunt in 6th, followed by Fat Fuck Dante, Ryan Gosling, and John Cena. Then it's Barney James, who wrecked early here today. He had 99 points, was really high on the points, falls down the points. SpongeBob SquarePants with some lead laps, gets 116 points. Jeff Lebowski also led some points, 116. Richard Hammond with 116. 3-way tie there. Then it's Robert Oppenheimer with 113. A very good season up until that wreck. The Rock tied with Medium Motorfuck for 112th for the last position. Then it's the Boob with that amazing finish. Jumps him all the way to 18th in the points, 109 points. Chris Pratt, 109 points. And then it's Queso running up our top 20 with 108. The Season 2 regular season champion all the way in 20th this season. Gustavo Fring looked like he was going to get his career turned around with that Daytona win, but he's 21st in points despite that lowest winner driver in points. Then it's Nami, Holland Ass, McQueen, Ryan Reynolds, and Clint Boner, the final driver with 100 or more points. Lewis Hamlin, is now the lowest driver with a win in points. He's in 27th with 99 points. Soldier Boy with 99, and Jamie Roden taking over for Marcus Aurelius with 99. Nick Cage with 94. Ricky Bobby, 92. Willie Nelson, 92. Karma Police, 92. Disco Prisco, 92. A lot of 92s there. 4-way tie there. Sam and Dean Winchester with 90 points. Don't know if they'll continue after today. Hardick and Duke with 77. Shaq with 74. Homelander, Season 1 champion. 39th in points with 73 points. Holy washed. Von Riley, who made playoffs in both seasons, I believe, is now 41st in points with 66 points. And it's Dexter Morgan with 62. The winningest driver in series history, Walter White, with only 50 points this season. As we're halfway through the regular season, 43rd in points. And the defending champion is second to last in points halfway through the regular season. What is this championship drought? And then it's Paige Callahan still in last with 32 points. Rock Hard Racing still first in constructors with 452 points. Ben Year, 2 points off of them in second place. 2391 Racing in third with 436 points. The only team to have multiple different drivers win this season. Tax Evasion Racing still haven't gotten their first win, but they're fourth in the points with 434. This Team USA Racing with 432. The top 5 constructors teams are all 20 points within each other. Then it's like Drake Motorsports with 428. Last Forever Motorsports with 441, I think. Falls way down the order. Crosshair Percentage for Patriot Racing, 390. Gabe's Biggest Inspiration, 386. Stewart's Ass Racing, despite the win, is second to last in the constructors with 368 points. And despite winning Daytona, Los Willis Hermanos Racing still last in points with 341. We'll see you hopefully in a week for Canada.